Hey, what's up guys, this is Island FX Trader here, back with another video. Of course, pretty much similar to what this thumbnail is saying. I just passed my 25k funded challenge with FundingPips, so I'm now officially funded 25k. So just gonna take a brief look at some of the trades, the wins, the losses, etc. And yeah, towards the end we'll be doing an island snip, so stay tuned for more. Okay, so we're finally on the charts. Okay, so this would be the phase 2 of the challenge. As you could see, just a brief overview. Account balance, of course, would have been at 25,000. I believe I had to make 1,250, which was done. So the ending balance was 26 and change. Average win, average loss, win ratio. Okay, so we're going to dive into the dashboard so we could look at the trades that were taken. Of course, you know, on your upper right hand side you have the certificate, which prove that you definitely passed, right? Okay, so average win would have been 313. Average loss would have been 172, right? So starting off the challenge, started with a bang. First trade would have been 296, second trade would have been 308, third trade would have been 260. The fourth trade was a loss, a big L. Not a big L, but right. I think that time I tried to scalp. I'm not much of a scalper, I'm more or less of a day trader. I tried to scalp. I opened up 2 positions, and of course it didn't play out, right? Had a loss of 259. The following trade the next day would have been 340, pretty much, you know, covered that loss. And the trade after that would have been 258, and the final trade, of course, you could see it's definitely bigger than all of the other trades, which would have been 675, right? That trade was more or less of a swing trade, if my memory serves me right. So yes, so that trade actually helped me pass the challenge. Closer towards the end of the video, you'll see a snip of when I was in the trade and actually close out the trade, right? So overall, you know, FundingPips, you have all your different instruments, you know, the most traded instruments, etc. The longs was the shorts. Yeah, so that was pretty much it. The profit target, like I mentioned, would have been 1,250, which I did. We're going to jump over to trading view, and we're going to look at the trade that I took, which would have been Euro NZD. But before we do so, a quick look, right? So, you know, your regular certificate, yep, the dates and everything on there, right? So let's jump over to trading view to take a look at the trade that I took and what I saw at the time. Okay, so Euro NZD, very interesting trade. I wouldn't give myself all the props for that particular trade. A friend of mine did hint at me that, you know, I should take a look at that pair, and at the time I did a top-down analysis and I realized that the trade was indeed valid, right? So what I saw on the daily, of course, you had a big expansion to the upside, totally liquidating the high on the left, right? That in itself, those expansions, and of course we're on the daily time frame, those expansions leaving behind daily fair value gaps, of course that would tell me that Euro NZD would like to push higher. So this was my overall bias, and my take profit would have been at a weekly zone. So right here, if we jump over to our line chart, you can see it right here, this would have been my take profit. So back to the daily, you had this consolidation, but of course price is fractal, so anything you see on the higher time frame, you would see on the lower time frame, right? So on the higher time frame, you have your lows, your lower lows, etc., and then you have your highs, and the higher highs being formed, right? So that's on the daily. So within that consolidation, I was looking for that within that consolidation, but on a lower time frame. Pretty much, junior level stuff, and that is essentially what I got on the 4-hour time frame. So after price broke above this high right there, right, if you go on your line chart, you could see price forming those lower lows, right? And if we want to be bullish, you have to see price start forming higher lows, right, and higher highs. So you could see the lows right here, low right here, low right here. Essentially this was equal lows, right? And this high right here, you had this high totally obliterating this one right here, right? And within that leg up, there were 4-hour fair value gaps. If I go back to the candlestick, you will definitely see that. So you had several 4-hour fair value gaps being left behind. So all I did, I just waited for price to tap back into the most recent fair value gap. So I got tapped in right here on this candle. I decided to put, of course, my stop loss underneath the swing low right here, and I went ahead and I targeted the weekly high. Like I mentioned, this trade definitely took a while. I think it took a week and change, but of course towards the end everything played out well. So overall, good challenge, I must say. One thing that a challenge will teach you is patience. There will be days where you feel like, okay, just full potting everything, but at the end of the day, when the challenge is done, even if you were to pass it, what would happen? Those days will still come by, and you'll still feel like full potting it, right? So it's best to just stick to your plan, and that's essentially what I did. And of course, I was victorious towards the end. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to look at a snip of when I was in that trade and when I did close out. And of course, by all means, island snips as usual towards the end. Ciao. So this is my final trade to pass the second step of the prop challenge. I did a swing on Euro NZD. As you can see, we're floating currently at $666. Well, we're moving. The TP is for 800. Since pretty much I just want to pass the challenge, there is no need in waiting for it to hit 800. Yeah, so yeah, that's it right now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and close out that trade. Nice little trade. Currently floating at 670. This was actually a swing, and I got it from, let's see, I think I got it from here. I think I entered somewhere right here. That was a swing I entered on the daily time frame. If my memory serves me right. So we're pushing heavily to the upside. I've been in that trade for a while now. But we could close out. As a matter of fact, I'm just gonna close out on video. Yeah, we don't have to wait for it to hit 800. This gap, I wanted to see that gap filled. It was indeed filled. This is where I wanted to take TP, pretty much close to the high right here. But it looks like the New York boys had other plans, and so we're just gonna close it out right now. So position filled. That's it, boy. That's it. So soon I'll be getting my email. I as you can see, balance 26,000 and change. So now I'll be getting my email from FundingPips letting me know that I passed. Yeah, bro. So it's all good. It's all good.